This is Adam Oakes with Planet Technologies Managed Services team, and this is our play of the week. The play of the week this week is something I'm super excited about. It has actually just been added to the in development section of the M365 roadmap. And if you're new with us, in development means Microsoft has added it for the intention of building it out as a feature, but has not yet reached production or even early release for any of the tenants. Now, it's slated for release of August of this year for commercial tenants, but I'm sure it will follow up fairly shortly after with GCC and GCC high customers. But anyways, what it is this week is something that I think is great. So Microsoft has had for a bit labeling and the ability for you to leverage labels in a security and compliance standard. What you do is go in and create labels, whether they be internal or maybe HIPAA or financial or FINRA, depending on what different compliance you're trying to meet. Once you have these labels created, you could go in and apply them to documents or files, or if you'd like to on a larger basis, apply them to whole SharePoint sections, be it folders or maybe whole SharePoint sites or OneDrive locations. Now, doing it by application to the entire folder structure was known as something called auto labeling. And up until now, the most locations you could auto label, regardless of the size of your tenant, was 10. Now, this probably wasn't enough for large organizations, but auto labeling was potentially really powerful. You could have a scenario where maybe all of your financial documents for your company was stored in a SharePoint location. You would tell your senior financial staff, if you're going through and dealing with anything with the company, feel free to store it in this SharePoint location. And then I, as an IT admin, could have gone in and said, any file that's uploaded into this section, I want to automatically apply a label that I've created called confidential internal company financial information. With that, I could add encryption to a file. I could create DLP policies that said if that label was existing, then do not allow it out of the system in any way, shape, or form. So super powerful, and you could see the long-term implications of this. But for companies that were fairly forward security thinking or had compliance standards they needed to meet, they could only put this in 10 locations, which again, if you were large enough, probably wasn't enough. Well, the official roadmap update reads a little full. Let me read what it actually is. It says Microsoft Information Protection, enhanced simulation and location support for auto labeling, and SharePoint Online and OneDrive for Business. Now, again, that's a mouthful, but what it basically means is there'll be coming improvements into the auto labeling functionality. There's probably some actual performance improvements, maybe some GUI changes, but mainly they're going to be getting rid of that 10-item limit, which I think is awesome. Again, something I'm super excited about as a security-minded individual and someone who helps a lot of our customers with compliance, and something I figured a lot of you guys would be excited about too. This has been our play of the week, and we look forward to seeing you guys next week. Enjoy your July 4th holiday.